Welcome to this deep dive. I'm so incredibly glad you're here with us today. Because let's be honest for a second.
Please do.
If you're anything like, the rest of us living in this fast-paced modern world, you probably experience that heavy, creeping feeling of information overload.
And emotional overload.
Yes, emotional overload on a near daily basis. It's like we are just constantly bombarded.
Alerts on the phone.
The phone, the expectations at work, and just this bizarre societal pressure to process our deepest feelings at lightning speed.
Right, the whole hacking culture.
Exactly. Hacking our productivity, hacking our grief, just rushing through absolutely everything. It is exhausting.
It really is. I mean, we've built a culture that essentially demands we just get over it as quickly as possible.
We really have. So today we want to offer you a bit of a sanctuary. Our mission in this deep dive is to explore a truly fascinating tool for finding balance and quiet strength.
Beautifully put.
Thanks. We're drawing on some really beautifully detailed source material today. Specifically, we're looking at insights from a guide called Crystals by Rob, and it details the metaphysical, the emotional, and the spiritual properties of a stone known as the Apache tear.
Right.
And right off the bat, as I was reading through these notes, I had this massive aha moment.
How about the mineral family?
Yes. The guide points out that the Apache tear is actually a form of obsidian. But wait, isn't obsidian usually that really sharp, intense, glassy, volcanic rock?
Yeah, historically it's used for arrowheads and blades.
Right. Like it's known for being aggressive and fast-acting, isn't it? How does a stone from that intense mineral family end up being described here as gentle, compassionate, and incredibly slow-working? It just feels like a complete contradiction.
Well, the contradiction is precisely what makes it so compelling to study.
Yeah.
You're right. I mean, obsidian is a volcanic glass. It's born of fire and rapid cooling.
It doesn't mess around.
No, it doesn't mess around at all. But when we look at the core of what the Apache tear represents in Rob's guide, its true value lies entirely in its unique approach to healing.
Which is?
It doesn't force a sudden shift. Instead, its energy is incredibly nurturing. It creates a safe, steady environment for long-term resilience.
Wow.
Think of it as teaching us this profound lesson that the most sustainable healing doesn't happen when we force a breakthrough. It happens when we're held in a steady, protective space that allows our transformation to unfold at a manageable pace.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because the emotional mechanics of how this actually works are just incredible.
They really are.
The material notes that the Apache tear's primary association is with healing grief, sorrow, and heartbreak. It's called out for its ability to help navigate deep sadness.
Yes.
But I guess my question is, as a society that loves a quick fix like we just talked about, why wouldn't we want a stone that just rips the emotional Band-Aid off?
Right, just get it over with.
Exactly. Why is this slow release actually better for us?
Because ripping the Band-Aid off often causes emotional shock.
Ah.
The guide specifically contrasts the Apache tear with more intense grounding stones. Let's say you're carrying a lot of unresolved trauma.
Okay.
And you use an intense grounding stone. It might yank you back to reality or force this rapid energetic detox. Suddenly, a flood of repressed memories and pain hits you all at once.
Which sounds terrifying.
It is. That's a recipe for spiraling.
Yeah.
It can be entirely overwhelming. The Apache tear, on the other hand, works softly. It acts as an energetic holding space.
A holding space.
Right. By allowing suppressed emotions to surface gradually, it ensures that they can be acknowledged, processed, and released without causing that overwhelming flood of pain. It's essentially mitigating the shock of the grief.
That makes so much sense. For you listening, think about what happens when you try to bottle up a heavy emotion.
It takes so much work.
It takes a massive amount of physical and mental energy just to keep it pushed down. You end up emotionally numb, which is a defense mechanism we all use.
Yeah.
But this stone seems to promote emotional honesty. It gives you permission to cry, to remember, but at a pace you can actually handle.
Exactly.
It's stopping you from spiraling when those old memories hit. You aren't just left exposed to the raw elements of your grief, you're shielded.
And that idea of shielding brings us to a whole other layer of how this operates, moving way beyond just our daily bad moods.
Yeah, let's get into that.
What's fascinating here is how the source material transitions from everyday emotional healing to deep spiritual and energetic work. On a spiritual level, the Apache tear operates deeply within the soul. It's believed to help individuals process karmic wounds, ancestral trauma, and deep soul-level sadness.
Hold on, let's break that down for a second. When we say ancestral trauma, we're not just talking about ancient myths, right?
Not at all.
We're talking about why you, the listener, might unconsciously carry the heavy anxiety of your parents or your grandparents.
Precisely. It's the emotional baggage passed down through generations. And the guide also mentions its use in shadow work.
Right, shadow work.
To put it simply, shadow work is the intense inner reflection where we confront the parts of ourselves or our past that we usually keep hidden in the dark.
The things we aren't proud of.
Exactly. The things we aren't proud of, or the pain we've just completely ignored. The Apache tear facilitates this spiritual healing. It clears spiritual blockages formed by unresolved grief, but crucially,
it does this without causing distress.
Exactly. It encourages acceptance and spiritual surrender, allowing those lessons to be integrated without your ego putting up a massive fight.
The mechanism behind how it does that, the energetic shield, is what I keep marveling at.
It's a great concept.
According to the notes, it has a dual action capability. First, it absorbs and neutralizes dense, stagnant, negative energy, all that heavy stuff that accumulates from suppressing your feelings.
Right.
But it doesn't just act like a sponge. It simultaneously provides a protective shield around your aura. Think of your aura as your personal energetic bubble.
That invisible boundary.
Yes. That boundary between your own mood and the vibe of the room you just walked into. The Apache tear is pulling the heavy stuff out of your bubble while putting up a barrier to keep new heavy stuff from getting in.
It's like a high-tech, breathable fabric.
Oh, I love that analogy.
Yeah, it lets the sweat and heat out, but it's completely waterproof against the rain coming in.
That is perfect.
And the reason it can maintain that protective shield while doing such heavy lifting is its deep connection to earth energy. The text points out that this stone is profoundly supportive during meditation or deep ancestral healing because it anchors your higher spiritual insights into reality.
Which is so needed. I've definitely experienced that spaced out feeling after doing intensive emotional or meditation work. You feel kind of floaty and disconnected from your own body.
Right. It's very easy to become ungrounded. But the Apache tear takes all that excess emotional and spiritual energy that gets stirred up, and it funnels it straight down into the earth.
Oh, wow.
It ensures that your energetic reserves aren't depleted and that you remain fully embodied and present.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Because that funneling of energy into the earth isn't just a metaphor in Rob's guide.
No, it's very literal.
Right. The material ties this directly to a very specific anatomical and energetic alignment, the root chakra. It says the Apache tear is primarily aligned with the root chakra. For anyone unfamiliar, can you explain how this actually works in practice?
Absolutely. The root chakra, located at the base of the spine, is essentially our energetic foundation.
Okay.
It governs survival, security, and our basic sense of emotional grounding. Think of it like the physical foundation of a house.
I see where you're going with this.
Right. If your foundation is cracked or sinking, it doesn't matter how beautifully you decorate the living room. The house is unstable.
Yeah.
When the root chakra is imbalanced, the immediate result is fear, insecurity, and a severe difficulty in processing grief. You cannot build a stable emotional life on a shaky foundation.
So we're a society obsessed with high-level spiritual enlightenment, opening the third eye, finding a higher purpose. But the Apache tear reminds us that you can't build a penthouse on a crumbling foundation.
Exactly. And this creates a domino effect within the chakra system. By using the Apache tear to ground excess emotional energy, it creates a deeply secure baseline.
Makes sense.
Because the root chakra governs that vital sense of safety. Stabilizing it indirectly supports the healing and flow of all the higher chakras. A balanced root chakra is what allows all the emotional and spiritual healing we've been talking about to actually stick.
It prevents energetic overload.
Exactly. It prevents the system from blowing a fuse.
And the text even gives a specific practical application for this. During full chakra alignment or energy healing sessions, Rob suggests using the Apache tear as an anchor stone by literally placing it at the base of the spine or down at your feet.
Yes, physical placement is key.
That physical placement physically contains the energy work and keeps it grounded. It's a tangible way to tell your body you are safe, while your mind is doing the intangible work of releasing stored trauma.
It bridges the gap between the metaphysical and the physical beautifully. It's a physical tool meant to be interacted with.
So what does this all mean? How does this translate into the day-to-day for you, the listener?
That's the big question.
Let's say you aren't doing deep shadow work or an hour-long chakra meditation. How do you take this ancient, slow-working volcanic glass and use it when you're just trying to get through a stressful Tuesday at the office?
Right.
The everyday practicality in the guide is actually incredibly accessible. Because of its soft protective energy, it's easy to work with throughout the day without it feeling like too much. You can simply carry it in a pocket or a pouch for continuous emotional comfort.
And if you're someone who struggles to turn your brain off at night, or if you're processing heavy emotions during sleep,
Which so many of us do.
the recommendation is to place it right on your nightstand or even under your pillow to support a calm, grounded sleep.
I love that.
It's also highly recommended for your environment. Keeping one in a workspace is suggested as a way to absorb that heavy, stressful energy that inevitably accumulates around our desks.
Oh, office energy can be so dense.
It really can. And in moments of acute stress, when you feel anxiety or overwhelm suddenly washing over you, just physically holding the stone can be a powerful grounding mechanism.
It's like having a quiet friend in your pocket, just offering this steady vibration of resilience.
That's a beautiful way to phrase it.
But what I really loved about Rob's guide is that it doesn't stop at just practical placements. It dives into this really rich, multi-sensory web of associations connected to the Apache tear.
Oh, the correspondence.
Yeah, and at first glance, it looks like a massive list of random things, but when you look closer, it paints such a vivid picture.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, these associations are vital. They aren't random at all. They prove just how deeply tied the Apache tear is to earthly, grounded energies across multiple, completely different disciplines and traditions.
Okay, let's get into them.
Everything associated with this stone echoes its core mission of stability and slow healing. Let's look at the elemental and cosmic connections first. Naturally, its element is Earth. Astrologically, it's tied to the deeply grounded Earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo.
Which are the signs known for being practical, steady, and patient.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And planetarily, it's associated with Saturn and Mars. Now, Saturn is the great taskmaster of the planets. It represents structure, discipline, and the slow passage of time.
The slow passage of time, right? Fitting.
Very fitting.
Mm-hmm.
And Mars represents action and endurance. It's about having the deep strength to keep moving forward step by step.
The flora and scents connected to it mirror this perfectly. When I looked at the herbs associated with the Apache tear, I realized they're literally all roots. The guide lists ashwagandha root, ginger root, turmeric root, and dandelion root. These aren't delicate flower petals.
No, not at all.
These are dense, earthy botanicals that grow deep in the soil and are traditionally used to fortify the body and reduce stress.
And for essential oils, it pairs with lavender and cedarwood, which instantly makes me think of a calm, quiet forest.
So grounding.
And for incense, it specifically points to patchouli and vetiver.
Yeah.
If you've ever smelled vetiver, it is one of the most earthy, deep, damp soil scents you can find. It physically pulls your senses downward, anchoring you.
The animal associations follow the exact same grounded pattern. The stone is connected to the cow, the bull, the horse, the ant, the bear, the wolf, and the dog.
So many strong creatures.
The ant is such an interesting one to me. When you think of an ant, you think of steady, slow endurance, carrying a weight much heavier than itself, just taking it one step at a time.
And the bear, of course, represents hibernation, knowing when to retreat, rest, and heal in the dark.
Wow, yeah.
Exactly. They are all creatures of the earth, representing steady strength and pack loyalty.
Eh?
The guide also mentions spiritual entities, linking the Apache tear to earth spirits like gnomes, dwarfs, trolls, and leprechauns.
Which makes sense for a stone found in the earth.
In folklore, these are the beings of the soil.
Mm-hmm.
They live underground, guarding the deep, hidden treasures of the earth, much like the Apache tear helps us navigate our deep, hidden emotions.
It even extends into divine connections. The stone is associated with Archangel Uriel, who is widely considered the angel of the earth and grounding. It's tied to grounding goddesses like Lua and Nerine. And then there's this incredible list of gods from various pantheons that all represent nature, the underworld, the forest, or the harvest cycle.
Right, like who?
We're talking about Adonis, Athos, Aran, Dionysus, Marduk, Pan, Tammuz, and Cernunnos. Every single one of them is tied to the cycles of the earth, the slow death of winter and the eventual unhurried rebirth of spring.
It's all about natural cycles.
Yes. And finally, if you're doing intentional rituals, Rob's guide associates it with the use of a red candle.
Which brings us right back full circle to the root chakra, as red is the traditional color of that foundational energy center.
Of course. It all connects.
It's a profound synthesis of correspondences. When you bring all those elements together, the dense root herbs, the patient earth signs, the ground-dwelling animals, the deep earth spirits, and the deities of the harvest. It reinforces exactly why this stone cannot and will not rush your healing process.
It just refuses to rush.
It operates on the timeline of the earth itself. The earth doesn't hurry its seasons, and the Apache tear doesn't hurry your emotional release.
I absolutely love that. The earth doesn't hurry its seasons. It truly is the ultimate companion for those who need consistent, subtle support rather than a shocking overnight shift. Through this deep dive into Rob's guide, we've explored how it handles grief. Not by erasing it, but by offering a safe container to let it surface naturally. We've seen how it acts as this high-tech, energetic shield, absorbing the heavy hits while keeping your aura perfectly intact.
And grounded.
And we've learned how it locks you into your root chakra foundation, so you don't float away when you're doing the hard work of untangling your past. Ultimately, the Apache tear teaches us that healing unfolds with compassion and patience.
It really does.
It's a tangible reminder that you don't have to force yourself to just get over things at lightning speed to truly heal. You can finally put down that heavy backpack of anxiety and just take a breath.
This raises an important question, one that really builds on everything we've unpacked today about the power of slow, steady release.
What's that?
If the Apache tear works by allowing stagnant energy to unwind naturally, rather than forcing a dramatic, painful shift, what long-held emotional weight might you be unconsciously carrying right now?
Wow.
And more importantly, could that weight finally be healed if you gave yourself permission to process it slowly, rather than feeling pressured by yourself or society to just get over it all at once?
That is a deeply profound thought to leave on. Allowing yourself the grace of a slow, safe unwinding.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today. We really hope this exploration has given you some valuable insights, a new perspective on how you process your own feelings, and maybe a little bit of quiet strength to carry with you. Keep exploring, keep learning, and please be gentle with yourself out there.